Well, hey, hello, Billy Diamond here of Branding for Entertainers, but you already knew that. Hey, I'm coming back to you again with a number two. Wait, that didn't sound right. I'm coming back to you with a number two caster video. I had a client reach out to me and say, hey, I have this case and I have like all these casters that are blown out, but I don't want to replace every single caster. What do I do? Can I just replace this part? And I started to email him back, and I thought, you know what, this is another good lesson because, hey, why not just show you how to do this? So here's the thing, when you have that situation where you might have missing casters, like he showed me in some pictures. And by the way, this doesn't matter what size the caster is. I think his are 4 inches. These just happen to be 3.5. Does not matter. Same principle will apply. So he has these, but he doesn't want to take these off, is basically what he's saying. I don't want to remove these. I just want to replace these. Now, to get just these is very difficult unless you're getting something small. And you can actually get something like this for like inline skates and things like that, a urethane type of caster. Just this, if you're just going smaller. And again, those are typically smaller. I forget the size. I want to say they're like about 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe for an inline cast or an inline skate caster, right, for replacing those. And we know those will hold up well because, hey, they're made for skating and outdoors and activities and things like that. But anyhow, so back to this situation though, he said, well, what do I do? I have these, just want this. Okay, you're gonna have to buy the whole kit and caboodle, okay? Yeah, pretty much have to do that. Unless you really go with a case company where you're maybe buying bulk. I've never had that situation. I'm sure you could probably just buy these if you wanted to, but in an economical situation, which most of us want anyway, just get the whole thing, okay? But even if you don't want to replace that, I want to show you how to do this. What you're going to do is it's going to be hit or miss. You're going to have to do a little bit of homework, a little bit of research. A lot of guys don't want to do that, so they end up just replacing the whole thing. And that's my real recommendation because you know if your casters are that bad and you've used your case for that long, just do it right. Just replace the whole thing. Okay, that would be my ultimate recommendation to anyone. If your cases are that rough, just replace the whole thing. Okay, drill new holes, get new washers. The cases that he showed me, I don't even think it has T-nuts. It's just backed by a bolt and a washer and a nut, and that's it. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're using your Loctite to tighten those down as well. But that would be my recommendation. Just replace the whole thing. But if you do not want to do that, and you're stuck on his situation where he's like, hey, I just want to replace this part, here's what you really need to do. First of all, you want to check your bearing plate, which is this spinny part right here. And you probably already know this, but for those that don't, they're just inside of this bearing plate. It is what it is and what it says it is. It's just a bunch of little tiny beads, little marbles, little pellets, little steel pellets to make that bearing go around. And basically what you're going to want to do as a first step is, I wish this was solid on something, but you want to kind of shake this around. And if this thing is like really loose, chances are you lost some bearings. Kind of like me, but that's a different story, okay? You might have lost some bearings. And in that case, you definitely want to go this route for sure, okay? Just replace the whole thing. But if not, a little bit of preventative maintenance, or in this case, overall overhaul maintenance, you're going to want to take and just, if you have an air compressor, and you're going to want to do this carefully, hold a rag behind it like this, and you can get some air pressure on that. Otherwise, you're going to have stuff flying everywhere, right? So you can kind of guide it and shape where you're blowing this out. You're basically wanting to blow all the old grease out, all the old dirt out, and things of that nature that might have got stuck there over the course of time and over the course of the years. And you're going to clean that up. Yeah, can't talk. You're going to clean that up, and then you want to get yourself some lithium grease. This just happens to be from AutoZone. AutoZone, I need an endorsement, please, for the love of God. I need to make some money. Can you? So anyhow, AutoZone. But no, you can get lithium grease anywhere. This just happens to be overkill. This will last me a lifetime. This just happens to be red lithium grease. They make white lithium grease, but this works well, and I knew it would work well for applications of casters just because you use them for car bearings and things of that nature. So the easiest way to get that grease into this little plate is one of these guys, and just a hypodermic needle. And all you're going to do is take, pop, you're going to pack some lithium grease in this, okay? And it's going to slide a lot better once it has some grease in it. And then you're just going to simply go around the whole thing, packing that with lithium grease. That's your first step. Clean it up, pack new grease in it, okay? So, reminds me of being in an automotive shop. The smell. So anyhow, that's the first step you want to do. Then you're going to have to do a little bit of extra homework because all manufacturers are different. So this particular plate and bearing plate might be higher or lower or wider. They're all different. Okay, it's kind of like saying, hey, I want to put a Volkswagen tire on a Hummer. Okay, so that's the comparison for you. So you understand, you know, to cross that and cross these different things and kind of make a hybrid, it can be done, but will it work? And that's what we want to find out with this. Will this work? So what you want to do first is you're going to take your caster plate and you need to measure, let me see if I can do this here on camera for you, this hole where this is going to sit and be bolted on. You want to make sure you know what this depth is. So get that depth, okay? And in this case, if I put it right to the very edge, it's 2 inches. But we don't want to do that. We want to bring it up just a little bit because you're going to want some clearance. You don't want your caster actually rubbing on this, right? So the caster has to be just a little bit smaller. So in this case, I would say 1.5, which makes sense because this is a 3-inch caster. I think it's a 3-inch caster. Actually, it's 2.75, so 2 3/4 inches, okay? But you can get away with a caster that is going to be, I would say, whoops, what did I say? I already forgot what I said. Let's try this again. So, yeah, you could, I would actually go, no, I would go 1 3/4 inches. Yes, should I be teaching this video? I don't know, but I'm trying to help someone. So 1 3/4 inches to that center, to the center actually of the hole, to the center of the hole, not to the top, not to the bottom, whoops, but to the center, okay? So that's the first step. So we know that that's going to be 1 3/4 is what we need. And then, of course, you're going to do the easy part, and that is the width, okay? And obviously you don't want a big fat wheel in there. You also have to allow for the clearance of the caster to actually go on here, correct? So in this case, whoops, let's try this again. There goes that. I don't know why I just took this apart to get to this point to show you this, but this will sit in here, and then of course your new bolt will go through, and then you need a lock nut as well, okay? So get that lock nut on there, and then you're going to tighten all this up. But anyhow, the width is also going to be important. You want to make sure you have plenty of clearance. Not just measuring the caster width itself, but you have to allow for the actual, what's the word I want? The bar. I say the bar. That's not the right term. What do I want to say? So the tube, the steel tube that actually runs through the caster, you want to make sure that width. You're going to have to know that as well. So in this particular case, let me reverse engineer this thing and pull this back off. Let's not lose anything off of this. I've already lost my bearings. Let's not lose anything else if we can help it. Okay, so again, just make sure you know what this width is. And the overall clearance that I have on this particular caster is going to be 1 5/8. Okay, I'm boring you with all the details, but here's what you have to do. You have to clean the plate, repack it with grease. You might as well do that step while you're there, okay? And then you're going to have to do some homework, and you can maybe jump on Amazon or a place like that and actually find, you want a urethane caster, okay? Urethane's better than just rubber or plastic. They're going to hold up better. Again, urethane's what they use on inline skates and things like that. So you know they're going to do well over time. Will they get gouges? Will they get messed up? Absolutely. Especially if you're doing outside performances and you're over stones and things of that nature. You're going to have issues with these over the course of time, depending on how many shows you do, of course. And so you will have to replace them. But I say all that to say that by the time that you get to this point, and you do all this measurement, which is just crazy, you might as well just replace the whole caster. And I guess I could have said that within the first minute of the video, but hey, you asked. Take care. I'm Billy Diamond. Bye-bye.